Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Tom is off this week. Two separate women reported two separate attacks near Manito Park last week. And now detectives with Spokane Police's Special Victims Unit are tracking down the man behind the assaults.
So here's what we know. Today, SPD says they have identified a person of interest, but they have not yet made any arrests. Now, according to police, the assaults happened on the morning of last Thursday. We do know the male suspect ran up from behind those women, briefly grabbed them in a sensitive area on their body, and then ran away.
Investigators say they're not releasing a description of the suspect at this time, and that's because detectives are working to verify pertinent information. In the meantime, news of the attacks near Manito Park has spread among members of a local running group. Jill Johnson is a runner who works out on the South Hill frequently, and she says for now she's going to be extra cautious.
I try not to live in fear, but it also is a reminder that I need to be aware that this is happening. I'm going to stay away from Manito Park for a while. Look for opportunities to run or walk with a friend. And if I do go alone, to make sure I text my husband and let him know where I'm going to be.
So detectives are actively investigating. They say they are following up on multiple leads. But if you have any information that might help, or you know of other similar acts that happened there in the area, you're asked to please call Crime Check.
Police across Washington and Idaho are looking for an armed and dangerous suspect. Take a look at your screen right now. This is 30-year-old Jesse Spitzer. On Friday, a SWAT team in Snohomish County responded to an incident allegedly involving Spitzer, but police could not find him. Then on Sunday, police believe he was involved in an incident in Chelan County.
Now, he popped back up again this morning after Post Falls police responded to a burglary on Clearwater Loop. So officers did contact the suspect. They have since identified him as Spitzer. So they say he pulled out a gun and threatened to shoot himself before he was able to escape.
Spitzer, also from Sultan, Washington, is wanted in multiple counties now. He's believed to have shaved his head and is using makeup to cover up his face tattoos. So if you have any information about his location, please call the Post Falls Police Department. That number is right there at the bottom of your screen.
All right, once again, we want to turn our attention to weather, and Thomas Patrick is outside where actually I still see a little bit of light there in the sky. I'm kind of loving that, but it was pretty chilly out there.
Yeah, it's just light because it's not quite sunset yet. Not that we're seeing any sun out here as of this hour. Just another one of those straight cloudy days all day long today. And as you might expect, we never got above the freezing mark simply because of that. A little bit warmer off into southeastern Washington and the LC Valley. 42 in Lewiston looks like much better than the 31 that we've had now for 3 straight days. Literally 31 degrees are high 3 straight days, really because we haven't changed anything in our forecast recently. A little bit of patchy fog in the morning, overcast skies through the day, overall quiet conditions, maybe just a gentle northerly flow or a northerly wind across the region. And again for tomorrow, another chance for fog in the morning hours. I will say this though, our computer models do give Thursday our best chance for sunshine in the afternoon should that fog and cloud cover erode throughout the day. We'll see how well that will occur across the inland northwest, but at least it's something better than nothing. We're going to be tracking those foggy conditions in the coming days here all in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Thomas. Thank you very much. Now on to the latest on the COVID pandemic and some good and bad news about the latest Omicron surge. The new 7-day average for COVID deaths in this country is approaching 2,200 every single day. This is the highest in nearly a year, but the CDC says fewer patients have been admitted to the hospital nationwide compared to previous waves. Hospitalizations, though, are still climbing in some parts of the country where fewer people are vaccinated.
Well, Spokane County continues to see high daily case counts. The health district reporting 1,309 new COVID cases today alone. Perhaps more importantly, 193 people are now hospitalized, and that's an increase of 13 people just since yesterday.
And new at 4 tonight, there are 2 new COVID testing sites coming to Spokane County. The Regional Health District announced today the sites will open. One site will open up in Meade and another in downtown Spokane. So the Meade site will open tomorrow at the Union Stadium parking lot. That's up on North Market Street. That's going to operate Wednesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. And the downtown location is opening on Friday at the Chaz in the Denny Murphy parking lot. That's going to be open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 4. Appointments are encouraged at both sites, but not required. The healthcare company Curative is helping run those sites, and you can go to their website to make appointments at either one of those locations. And once you have taken the test, the results will be emailed to you or they can be texted right to your phone.
Well, it is a controversial topic. Should there be a COVID vaccine requirement for students in our schools? Well, now the state has made it easier for you to weigh in on that topic. The Board of Health is launching a new survey to gather feedback on how adding the COVID vaccine to its required immunization list would impact parents, families, and caregivers. Right now, the state requires 11 vaccines for students.
Well, we heard from a lot of people who haven't yet received their mail in days. So coming up, we take their concerns straight to the post office to find out why.
Once you hear the stories of some of our patients from their family members, you can become a fan of that person and you just know that they made a bad decision.
Plus, a nurse who's also skilled in photography is sharing the stories out of his hospital. We'll hear his story in our second half hour of news at 4:30.